Depression is an overwhelming feeling of just sensing that you're not good enough and feeling like you're worthless.
Depression is a lack of motivation and energy.
Depression is a void.
Depression is a lack of self-identity.
Depression is feeling sad and alone in a time when you need people the most.
Depression is the words in my head constantly telling me that I'm not good enough and that I can't do something.
Depression doesn't define me.
Depression couldn't take my faith away.
Depression can't stop the real me from shining through.
But depression can't take my identity.
Depression can't take away the love that I feel for my unborn child.
Depression can't hold me back from the purpose God has put on my life.
Depression is an undescribable feeling that only at the age of 6 I could describe to my older cousin as being this unmovable weight that was just laying on my chest every morning whenever I woke up. And her reply to me was that I was crazy. And she looked at me with a strange look, which made me begin to look at myself strangely and wonder why I was different. So my depression became hidden after that. Like Adam and Eve in the garden, I felt as if I had been sinning for the things that I was feeling, so I was hiding them, like shame, hiding from those around me what I was actually feeling. And it was as if the shadow that the sun was casting on me was mostly the reflection of who I was rather than the person casting the shadow. I felt crazy and I felt like no one could understand. And it began so early that I couldn't really question it. It became very familiar, and that was the scary part. So depression is being 22 and still struggling with that weight. And at moments still trying to hide in the garden away from people. But I'm no longer hiding in shame. And it's heavy mornings, and it's a craving for rest, and it's a battle of the voices in my mind. But depression can't make me surrender. It can't make me believe that it is who I am. It can't take my life. However, depression can. It can make my faith deeper. It can challenge me to focus on Jesus. And it can push me daily to actually seek God with my whole heart and soul. And not surface level. Because when you understand the depth of pain, something changes whenever you understand the cross. So what can depression do? It can produce endurance. So guys, to everyone that's out there struggling, depression holds a lot of descriptions, but we can choose to see the things that most people don't. And whether you believe that depression is a diagnosis you hold forever, it's a battle in the spiritual warfare world, depression is a real thing. And it's a constant struggle for people. And last week was Suicide Prevention Week. And sadly enough, depression and anxiety are taking lives. So I'm not here to say that it's not a real thing, and I'm not here to tell you that it's easy, because I understand from a very young age, I understand. The real challenge is just seeing what depression can do. So if you are struggling, just know that this life is just for a moment, but eternity is forever. So join me in flipping the focus from what it seems to be into a new focus on who God is, rather than who you feel like this diagnosis is labeling you as.
Looking at me like that.
Hang on, I gotta think about what did I say? Come on, Creed, what did I say?
Depression is whack, bruh.
I just be like, for my unborn child.
Depression doesn't Cause fear and depression, shame and confusion, you have to bow out of here, Satan. Not today.
No.
You ready?